Blessed love and blessed day, oh boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fiyah and this is real life boxing. And in this video, we're going to talk about Triple G versus Marata. And we're going to talk about Tony Harrison putting on a pretty good performance against Sergio Garcia. Hey, before we get into it, I'm going to ask y'all to give me y'all best 1-1-2 combination. Double jab, straight down the pipe. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you can be notified when all the videos are being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Triple G versus Marata. Let's get into it. Now, I actually wasn't even going to watch this fight because I missed it. I woke up, went on Instagram, and that was the first post that I seen was Triple G ending Marata. So I wasn't even going to watch it. I'm saying I had to go to the gym, get fit camp done. So I wasn't even going to watch it. But I had some time before the fights started on Saturday night to watch it. So I'm like, let me go ahead and watch it. Ended up watching it and glad I did watch it because it was a pretty good fight, and that's why I decided to do this video on it. Wanted to talk about Triple G and how he looked old at 40, but you know what I'm saying, we're gonna give him some credit. It was a good old. It's a good look at 40. You know what I'm saying, because he's my age. I'm actually a couple years older, but I couldn't help to notice. So when I turned it on, I actually started on the zone. I forwarded it to about a minute and a half into the first round, and I had to look at the screen just to make sure it was the first round because he already looked like he had been going for about 5 rounds. So in the middle of the first round, he already looked like he was like 5 rounds into the fight. What I mean by that, like, is he was already sweaty. Like, he just looked like he was like 5 rounds into the fight. So I was like, damn. I'm saying the age is showing on him. But Marata started the fight very aggressive. Could tell that was his game plan, to just come out aggressive and not just be a punching bag for Triple G or lay down for Triple G. He came out swinging, and he was snapping at jabs, snapping at 1-2, going to the body on Triple G. Just really fast, stepping on the front foot with his punches. Like, he ain't coming there to lay down to Triple G, and he wasn't scared at all. Like, he was definitely pressing the action against Triple G, and Triple G was dealing with it fairly well. You know what I'm saying, doing his thing as well. You know what I'm saying, he didn't have Triple G on the back foot now. A little bit like Triple G would retreat, but Triple G was on the front foot as well, throwing his shots and landing his shots as well. I did get the sense early in the fight that although Marata was being really aggressive, pushing forward with his punches, putting good combinations together, I did get the sense and the feeling that Triple G's punches were harder and more effective than Marata's punches. And also, like, shout out to the zone, because I like the camera. I like just the setup, just the presentation, and the sound was really efficient. Like, I don't know if they had like microphones around the ring, like really close to the ring, but the sound, like, to me, you could hear the sound, you can hear the punches, you can hear them breathing like much clearer than normal. It was almost like when we was in quarantine and you wasn't hearing like none of the crowd sound at all, but in this fight you was hearing the crowd sound and everything, but just the sound of the punches and the fighters, just the in-ring sound was just really like efficient. The microphones just sounded really close, so you could hear the punches, and Triple G's punches just sounded harder and more crisp. Although Marata's punches like did sound hard, like he was punching, and he actually hurt Triple G with I think it was a left hook to the body. Hit Triple G with a good body shot. Triple G went into retreat and started breathing, doing that hard puff like out of his nose, like he was doing that all fight, doing that hard puff out of his nose. But it was a really good action-packed fight. As the fight went on, Triple G just, like, the punches just started landing harder. Triple G made good adjustments. His defense actually got better as both fighters started to like slow down a little bit. Mid rounds, naturally you're not as fresh as you was when the bell started. But his defense actually got better. He actually had really good subtle defense. Marata was stepping forward with the 1-2, and Triple G was just catching everything off of his gloves. Real slight, real precise, just kind of like how Chocolatito was doing a couple weeks ago. I would say that Triple G's punch selection was really nice. His combinations, throwing different combinations, different rhythm with Jonathan Banks, and I think this is what their third, fourth fight in. So they're really settling in, with each other now. It's hard to see like how he was changing with Jonathan Banks at the beginning, but now with so much time in between the last time he fought, you can really see what the difference that Jonathan Banks is bringing, because he has like a different kind of rhythm to him, and he has a different type of rhythm to his punches, to his combinations, and he's not throwing the same combinations that he was throwing before. He's mixing up his combinations. Like he was fearless with that right uppercut left hook. That was one of his favorite combinations this whole fight. Right uppercut left hook. Come in with the jab, right uppercut left hook, and he was killing Marata with that combination. So I like that that he's throwing different combinations. Even his rhythm, he had like this rhythm. You know what I mean? That rhythm, and he would move to like the rhythm that he's gonna punch, but he wouldn't punch with that hand, and he would come back and punch with the other hand, and that's also how he was setting up the uppercut nicely. Like older fighters used to do that. The dude that Eric Morales. That's who it was. Eric Morales. Eric Morales had that real nice rhythm where in the rhythm, he would be on the right side, but he doesn't punch with that side, comes back to the left side and ends up punching with that hand. He used to cut distance with that a lot. It's kind of like feinting. You're feinting, but in the rhythm, what I'm saying, of the twisting shoulders and twisting hips. Just beautiful work, and I feel like he was definitely able to set up that combination with that rhythmic flow. So it was really nice to see that from Triple G. Nice to see him mixing up the combinations, and like I said, you can definitely see where the difference, with his style than it was, before he was with Jonathan Banks. You can definitely see the difference in his style now. But as the fight went on, like I said, I already had the sense that Triple G was breaking him down, and of course Triple G, just that power just never goes. Once he started throwing that corkscrew left hook over the top, it was a wrap, and Marata could just no longer handle the onslaught of the power punches of Triple G in the consistent, concise, precise punching by Triple G. So good performance by Triple G. I actually do think he still can compete with some of the other middleweights. With Jamal Charlo, I feel like that will still be a good fight. Like I said, it's a good 40. It's a good look at the age of 40. So shout out to Triple G, shout out to Marata. That was a pretty good fight. Moving on to Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. I did want to talk about this fight also because a lot of people seems like they didn't get to watch this fight because of all the different cards that were on Ryan Garcia. Seemed like a lot of people were watching the Ryan Garcia fight, and that fight was trash. So I'm not covering that fight. But let's talk about Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. Great performance by Tony Harrison, and Tony Harrison is coming off the loss with Roy Jones Jr. Fighter Perella. He fought last night and won, but he didn't really do much. I don't think he looked like that impressive. I feel like Tony Harrison would beat the version of Tony Harrison that fought last night would beat the version of Perella that fought last night. But very good performance by Tony Harrison. He boxed in very close quarters, boxed circles around this dude, used his angles, used his footwork, used his ability to counter against a pressure fighter who was just, coming forward trying to land power punches. I thought it was a masterful performance by Tony Harrison. That's actually the type of boxing that I, prefer the most, just in quarters. And when your trainer's telling you turn him, just watch Tony Harrison, watch that fight. The exact way that Tony Harrison fought, that's exactly how Erickson Lubin should have fought against Fundora. And you kept hearing Kevin Cunningham telling Erickson Lubin to turn him, get your shots off and keep him turning, get your shots up and keep it turning. Well, that's exactly what Tony Harrison did against Sergio Garcia. Was getting his shots off, keeping him turning, using Sergio Garcia's own aggression against him to open up his counters and take advantage of the defense, the counters, the footwork. Just a beautiful performance by Tony Harrison. Like when you got a pressure fighter coming forward like that, like you gotta know that there's gonna be openings, but you gotta be patient, and that's the difference. Like that's what Lubinson wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I felt like he was gonna lose that fight. He wasn't patient. He he didn't use Fundora's aggression against him and use that to pick him off, his counters, his footwork against him, turning him like his coach was asking him to. But Tony Harrison did. Tony Harrison actually did a masterful job at it. And, you know, Sergio Garcia is a level or two below Tony Harrison, but that's what you do when you're fighting fighters that are on your level. That's exactly what you do. You treat them like that. Box circles around them. Tat them with power punches when you can. Don't get overzealous. You know what I'm saying? Wait for your openings and take them. You know what I mean? And being patient. Being patient is a big part of it. Just knowing that the openings are gonna come, protecting yourself, being smart, waiting for the openings and taking the openings when you got a pressure fighter. It's not like a counter puncher against a counter puncher. No, you got a pressure fighter who likes to throw a lot of punches coming at you. So you got to know that there's gonna be openings. You know what I'm saying? And as you're hitting them with your good counters and your hard counters upstairs, downstairs, you're slowly breaking him down. So it's gonna get even easier to start countering with harder shots and possibly get him out of there. So shout out to Tony Harrison. That was a great performance. Kudos to him, and kudos to Sergio Garcia for getting in there and trying and not quitting with the onslaught of just nice punches that Tony Harrison was hitting him with. Great performance by Tony Harrison. Great performance by Triple G. And and their counterparts. So you guys tell me what y'all think about those videos. I just want what y'all think about those fights. I just wanted to put these videos up here and talk about them, get the content out. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I'm back on the channel, and we're only gonna talk about boxing. I don't want to talk about fights that are not happening, fights that might happen, but I do want to talk about boxing. And when there are good performances and great fights, that's what we're going to talk about, and that's what we're going to focus on. Next video coming is I'm actually going to break down Fundora versus Lubin. I'm going to break down that fight, break it down, round by round, not round every single round, but pivotal parts of the fight. I'm going to break them down and talk about what led to the outcome of the fight. But you guys tell me what y'all think about Triple G versus Marata and Tony Harrison versus Sergio Garcia. Until then, protect yourself at all times. Keep fighting your fight, man. Peace and one love. It's Coach Fiyah. This is Real Life Boxing.